Hi, I'm Terblanche. I am a positive psychologist and I am passionate about bringing the science of well-being and happiness to my audiences at no cost. The second highway of happiness that I first got a taste of in my desert running, and that later was deeply corroborated by hard scientific evidence, is camaraderie. Because you know, in the desert, when you run for 7 days with the other people, you sweat together, you stink together. We live in a small little tent, 8 of us in this small little tent for 7 days, where we see each other at our worst, we see each other at our best. You know, in the desert, there are no mirrors. There's no status or hierarchy. It doesn't matter what you do or earn back at home. And all that there are all these human souls that you have the opportunity to connect with directly, without the facades, without the veneer, without the pretense, without the barriers that we so often put up against each other. You know, and in the desert, we have conversations with each other after 2 days of meeting a stranger that you very rarely have with anyone back home, if ever. Or it may take you years to get to that level of intimacy with a friend. And people become addicted to this raw, honest, beautiful human connection. So some people come back to the desert year after year to run these 7-day races purely for this pure connection. One of the oldest races that runs the Kalahari Extreme Marathon is actually 85 years old. He comes back year after year. He doesn't run the full marathon, but he comes back year after year to taste this deep level of friendship with the people around him. And for good reason, because if we look at the science, we know that the single greatest predictor of happiness and well-being is what? I'm going to draw this from the Grant study, the longest study ever on human happiness. This study asked the question, what makes for a happy, worthwhile, well-lived life? It started in the 1930s. This is 90 years of data. And if you're a data junkie like me, you really sit up and take these studies seriously. And the answer that the study found, I'm going to distill in one sentence. The single greatest predictor, whether you will be alive at 85, whether you will be healthy, and whether you will be reporting a happy, worthwhile, well-lived life. Having that nod and can look back and say, yes, well played. The single greatest predictor is the quality of your human relationships. Not the quantity, quality of our human relationships. And how the scientists describe that, it's those relationships where you can get out of fight and flight, where your sympathetic nervous system can completely calm down, where you can completely relax and be yourself, and where you are loved and accepted for who you are. And my question to you today is, how many of those relationships do you have in your life? My second question is, for how many people do you create that relationship? Do you offer that kind of friendship? Think of your family, think of your friends. My third question to you today is, if we know that relationships is really the thing that's going to drive your health, longevity, and happiness in your life, how do you invest your time, your energy, and your resources? Is it aligned to this wisdom? If it is not, ask yourself, what change do I need to make? Who do I need to make time for? Who, after this short video with Erica, do I need to phone or go and visit? And then make the time, because we don't have an eternity. And sometimes the greatest regrets we have is not having made the time.